Hello and welcome back. Another thrilling edition today of the Look Back Diaries, looking at the Lizzie Bennet Diaries with, of course, an excellent guest. His final appearance on the show. You can check out the extended version of our conversation at the Patreon. My name is Ashley Clements.
My name is Maxwell Glick, and this is the Look Back Diaries.
Oh, we love that enthusiasm. It's like Ricky Collins bursting into a room
Yes.
to say, I've seen a pie chart. Trying to think of what he's excited about. Numbers.
I don't know.
But yeah, it feels weird to me, but I look at my master list of all the episodes, and this is your last appearance on the show.
That's sad. And what episode
sad.
number is this? What is that?
65.
What happened? Where'd I go?
Well, you stayed at your office and I left, is what happened.
Oh, right.
But you feel like a presence in the show, first of all, because
Yeah.
like you continue to be talked about because you're still Charlotte's boss. But also, you know, when we are remembering this time period 10 years ago, you were still around the show and us so much. Like the cast by this point was hanging out together a lot, sometimes in like official parties. We've already mentioned that there was a holiday party. Of course, we all went to these conventions and things together. We've gone to other states together. But we also were like hanging out socially. I did some of your YouTube videos at the time. And so it's not like you and I stopped interacting at this point, or you stopped interacting with you know the rest of the Lizzie Bennet.
That's it. I'm done.
I would never speak to me again, and so it doesn't feel like, oh yeah, and then you left. So it was very. That's why it's especially weird to look at the list and be like, and then you don't come back.
No, right?
But you don't come back. So we will give you a very proper send off here on the Look Back Diaries.
Great.
By watching Lizzie Bennet Diaries.
All right, let's see this thing.
Let's see it.
What did I do? I don't know. Oh, here we go.
Well, I recall this being like nice. Like there was a nice exchange, I think.
Yes. Yes, you are right. There is something nice.
We're still welcome new viewers. Oh, right, because there was the big Darcy bump. But actually we recorded this all on the same day. But I don't know that we knew that we would get quite the Darcy bump that we got. But we did know, obviously, that he would be watching this. And
of course. That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Yes, I mean, look at the Thanksgiving directions. We're decorations. We're very themed to the time. Thank you, Katie Most. I'm in my vest again. There've been a lot of vest jokes on this show. Unless I can't remember the adultery and amnesia. I like that joke, and it's a very Margaret Dunlap joke. Who wrote this episode?
Hey, Margaret.
Yay, Margaret. It was really probably Margaret and Rachel who wrote the most Collins.
Yes. That is correct.
Oof, it would be very bad if her mom found out about the videos.
Hitting the road.
We've got this whole schedule, and it's not going to work out that way.
Here I am.
But here you are. All nicely dressed for your last episode. Yes, knocking was it? Yeah, I acknowledge it. It was a big deal.
That was a huge.
First time that happened. You asked permission. I'm confused. And then you have to over-explain it. Mansplain knocking to me. No. Who taught it to you? Oh, yes.
Cosmopolitan metropolis.
And your fiance was like, hey, don't walk in. Oh, we made a Tim Hortons reference. I'm sure that was very popular. I've never been to a Tim Hortons, but something I can tell you about Canadians is that they love it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Thank you for cutting me off. Please.
But like, look at us. There's no jump cuts in all of this. Oh, this is a different day though. Yes, we're recording on a different day. We had more time. You'd clearly gotten a little bit of a haircut.
I did.
Just a trim. We had the air conditioning all day.
Thankfully.
Right. We there's some hiccups with the game of chords. I mean, it's weird that you're talking to me about your employees' plans, but that's the show.
Yeah.
That's the show. Like some kind of gourd throwing emergency. And it's also such an incredible point. I mean, it's such a comment about like so much business, right? Like the people at the top is like,
Yeah.
do you know at a very basic level like how the fundamentals of your business work? And the answer is no.
Nope. Look at this.
You're the vision. You know, you're the Steve Jobs. You don't need to know how to code.
I said figurative forest for the tree.
Oh.
When do you leave for Thanksgiving?
Monday. The crowds, you know.
Smart. Have a happy holiday.
And that's why you're not there in the next episode. But we do have a nice moment, even if you're still a little clueless about something. I mean, I actually blackmail you in the next episode.
Right, right. But that was cute.
It's like we've come to a nice understanding, but I will still blackmail you.
Of course. But that was a cute little send off. Like
It's
just
cute.
like it is a really full circle. At least he learned something. He knocked, and then when he left, he still was like really nice in the end there too. He was like, and you as
Yeah.
well. Bennett.
Yes. No, like, yes, a little bit of clueless about some things, so we haven't like fixed
Well,
him,
he
right? He's
can't
not like a
be.
different person,
No,
but you
he will
can
never
see
be
the
fixed. Ugh. Yes.
well, look, nobody needs to be fixed because nobody's broken.
He's
But you're still Collins, and you're still going
Yeah.
to be oblivious about some things, as we
Yep.
are all going to continue to make mistakes as we evolve as human beings.
We
But
are-
what's
we are
important is that
human.
we learn from them and grow.
beautiful.
And we get to see that here, and it's very sweet. I mean, like, you can tell that the writers have an affection for Collins as well, and that's because of the character that you created, this like lovable guy, and how the audience responded to him,
Nice.
that it felt necessary that he would need like a nice send off, and it's very satisfying, I think, for all of us that he gets a little bit of an arc. And as I recall, the comments were Stardust says, every time Mr. Collins talk, I just listen the first 5 words, and then all I hear is literally keyboard smash. The character is cute, though.
Yay! See? Thanks.
Well, we'll take the cute,
Thanks, Stardust.
but he learned all those lines, and you should listen to his words. But Celia Ortega here appreciating, I really love how Lizzie changes through the novel and here on her vlog, character development. Oh, Miss Austen, you're the best. But here, we made this up because, I mean, I guess in the book, like, she comes to an appreciation, but we've already done that part, right? Where she comes to an appreciation where she understands, like, that Charlotte made a choice that works for her, and that, like, even though it's not a life that she would want, that, like, Charlotte's fine here.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
But she doesn't, as I recall in the book, come to as much of a feeling of tolerance towards Mr. Collins, but he is not as adorable. So, oh, Ariane says, Mr. Collins, you stunned pause, knocked, still gets to me.
Well, 3 years ago that was posted, see? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, a lingering effect. We don't know when Ari first encountered these episodes, but let's assume from the beginning. But Melanie Ann Aaron says, I love how you can tell it's Collins just by the way he knocks.
Oh, excellent.
Have a Collins knock. Well, let's read this comment from Dernico, because it seems like
probably was
I just have to give props to that guy playing Collins. Everyone is doing a great job at acting, but playing a guy like that to me appears as a really hard job. Still, he nails it perfectly. I have a course on Jane Austen right now where I was introduced to this. Couldn't stop watching since then. Awesome job, everyone.
It's really nice.
That's a really lovely parting comment. Someone
really
who,
nice.
You know, appreciates all the work you're doing and, you know, reminds us that this show continues to have a presence in university settings, which is just crazy. Both for Jane Austen and for, like, media studies. We continue to have life.
Really incredible. It is kind of incredible. You know, I've done so much, you know, more online since this, and it's always funny when someone puts two and two together and is like,
Wait,
"What?
you're the same?
You, Mr. Miss? What?" Yeah, that's always like, I love that. I love it, and it still happens. It will still continue to happen because new people will still get introduced to this show, which is
New
crazy.
people still find this show like
Yeah,
all the time, which is crazy. And some of them are introduced to, and we thank you, university and high
yeah,
school
yeah.
teachers who are using us as a way to get excited about Jane Austen or to explore telling a story across multiple platforms,
Hmm.
a transmedia approach, if you would.
Pretty neat, huh? It really is.
Yeah,
And
I know.
I hope that wherever Mr. Collins is, well, he's probably still in
He's
Winnipeg.
in Winnipeg.
I hope he's continuing to grow as well. I'd like to think that he is.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, any
Yeah.
other parting thoughts since this is your last appearance?
Yeah, I mean, it just, yeah, I think that the character is still means just so much to me. I mean, this guy, this whole experience shaped so much of my life. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
It
no,
really
that's the
is
crazy
kind of
part. It's
crazy.
just,
And
I mean, it's lovely that we hear from
yeah,
fans who are like, "The Lizzie Bennet Diaries changed my life," and I'm like, "I'm sure
yeah.
it did," and I am very touched by that. But it didn't change your life as much as it
Yeah,
changed my life.
yeah, it's pretty amazing how much this whole thing changed my life and set the course for like the next 10 years. Is really unbelievable. I mean, really,
I know. It's very. I mean, look, it was worth commemorating. It was worth looking
it
back.
was, it was, and it was really, really super fun to do this with you. Really was.
Thank you very much for joining here
You
and
are so
reminiscing. It's
welcome.
been a real pleasure.
It was fun. Really, thanks.
Indubitably.
Yeah.